All right, fellas, what's going on? So we are going to play another Scotch in this episode. We are playing a 30-minute game against someone from the States. And I don't really like that. I don't really like that at all. Immediately lets this in. He's going to probably jump around a little bit. I think we're better to just take it. Let him do what he wants to do. I recently watched a video about the England Gambit, but I thought it was something like, I thought it was the other way. I thought it was this way. Oh yeah, it is, because of this. So you would come up, they come, they come here, expecting this, then this, then this, then this, then this. And you have a pretty clear channel here. Yeah, so we're not playing against the England Gambit. I just had to think that out in my head. Let's just do a knight move here. Put some pressure on it. I know one of the rules are that you always hear is when the opponent queen comes out early, that you can win a little bit by just putting pressure on it. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to try not to do any mouse slips. And yeah, we're going to see where this game leads us. So let's go ahead and see what black is going to do with their queen. So they're going to move their queen back. This I'm okay with. Yeah, okay, they won a pawn, but we're actually being able to get some pretty nice development out here. So we're just going to go ahead and, you know what, maybe should we do this? Should we do this? I don't really know. Let's not overthink it. Let's just put a pawn out. And then we'll deal with whatever they throw at us after this. So I'm pretty much keeping my chess.com account. The only games I'm really playing, I'm playing some daily games, I'm playing some blitz, but the only rapid games I'm playing are on this playlist. So I've been playing some Lichess while I kind of prep to get better before I'm like really, you know, in my road to 1,000 mind here. And I was doing pretty good. I was playing against one of the engines, and it was rating me at a 1750 level with 94% accuracy with Scotch games. So I was super pumped. I jumped on to Lichess, and I played a few games and just got obliterated every single time. So it looks like they're going to be going for something like this. So let's go ahead and just put our knight out. Easy move. They don't really have any, you know, big threat. Yeah, exactly. So we're going to want to avoid putting our bishop right here. A lot of the times I do kind of play in this passive way where I'll have this here. I'll have everything really tight. And I don't think I'm going to be able to do that here. The only other way to do that would be in front of the king. So, but we're not super worried about that. Let's go ahead and just play a move here. You know, I'm thinking maybe, you know what, let's put this out. That way we can castle earlier. I know our king is kind of open. So if we get our bishop out and we can get castle, I'll be pretty happy. We have, if we look right now, you know, we got 3 pieces out. Black only has 1 piece. They've moved their king twice. So judging on what all the professionals say, I think that we are in a pretty good position to continue forward. So let's go ahead and see what we can see. Yeah, though I totally did get obliterated on Lichess, which it is what it is. So hopefully these games will be a little bit better, and hopefully we can get a pretty good accuracy or a pretty good game rating, so it can give us an idea of what we're going to be like going forward here. Because we did have a little bit of a disappointing day with the last episode with the draw. It's okay. We ended up not doing as bad as I thought I was going to do. So I'm going to be looking out for a move like this. If that's going to be a problem, we'll maybe just think about coming all the way back, and we'll keep our bishop on this diagonal. For now, I think maybe we could just castle. I think that's probably a good move. It's a good, nice, safe move. So we'll do this. Maybe we'll think about pulling this out here. Just have an extra piece of defense for this pawn. It is our last center pawn, so that might be something to keep aware of. Now that we're castled, let's start taking a look at some moves here. I don't think this makes any sense. I don't think we're winning anything there. Maybe it might be a good idea to get our bishop out. It might be a good idea, maybe we could bring this up. I don't really know. Let's go ahead, let's get our bishop out of here. That way, you know, they got 2 attackers, we got 3 defenders. That means we can have at least one in the future in order to, you know, maybe have some thoughts about doing some other things. If we wanted to get our queen out, you know, we could come up and, you know, there's a lot of different stuff we could do. And they basically have no hope to take this pawn unless they start doing anything crazy. Where in this case, if we win a pawn, I would be kind of okay with that. So let's take a look at this. They're probably going to be getting ready to castle. Is there anything about these moves that I can see that bothers me? Is there any reason I should push a pawn right now? Well, not necessarily. It is nice to have that escape square. Is that something I need? Maybe not. So let's take a second here and think if they're blundering anything. Because I don't know. I don't know that they are. Everything seems to be looking okay. There's no super basic blunders that I'm missing. So maybe, you know what? I kind of don't like having this available. And if I'm going to push this and they're going to have to interact on this line here, they're going to have to do a little bit of fucking around. So I think maybe we'll just push this pawn. That seems okay to me. Right, so they're castled now. So I kind of like moving this bishop because it does pin this. He does have 2 defenders, so I can't quite take it. What else do we got? If we can eliminate this defender, we'd have to do a lot of hope chess. I was going to say, if we can eliminate this defender, say with something like this, and then this guy comes out, starts pissing around, we would be able to do this and have this fork, but that's sacrificing, and then once, you know, the queen's going to move, so then we'll have to take this. We'll just lose that. We'll actually be down 1 point of material, so maybe we aren't going to do that. Let's go ahead and push our queen. Now, are we going to push it 1 or 2? Well, I kind of like this because it sets up this battery, and it gets rid of their dark square bishop, which would be the square that we pushed on the H file for our escape square. So maybe we'll go ahead and do that, kind of with this plan, getting our queen close to their king. It's only defended by this, so I think that is okay. Not only that, but the reason this was here was to add support for this. This is blocking that. So if we go here, even if this wasn't here, even if this was back here, this is actually pinned. So if he was to come down and take this, well, guess what? Then I'll win your rook. And then not to say we do have 2 more defenders. So I think we're okay. And it actually does seem like if we got rid of these 2, not only do we have this escape square, but we could also just pull this back and then push this pawn, and all of a sudden we would have a good bishop. The way I understand the bishops, which one's good and which one's bad, is like, let's say my position was something like this. I had a pawn here. Well, my white bishop would hold this, all the squares of the colors that my pawns weren't on. So the pawn would complement the bishops. So I think with this move, we're just going to go ahead. I know we said we were going to move back. What do we want to do? I do kind of like having this. I think maybe let's put him back in the center for now. I do see this move, which would take away my only central pawn, and it opens the this file right up and pins the bishop to my queen. But I think that we're going to be okay, because like I said, kind of one of our plans is to come down here, take. Probably after that I can see something like this, but I guess that's defended. We'll see where we go. I'm thinking something like this is a big threat, because I believe their only option from there to if I come here and we trade and they make some move, if I come here, their only option is to sell their queen. I mean, it depends what move they make. They could if we do this, let's say, he could, oh, he wouldn't be able to come down yet. So yeah, you know what, let's go ahead and do this. We have the idea here. They take, we take, let's say this move, and they make some random move. Does that bother me very much? Well, I can tell you a couple things. It kind of fucks up moving that knight here for a checkmate attack. And it kind of requires me to take here. But then what is their follow-up? What is their follow-up going to be? I think we still do have a good idea, because takes, whatever, some move. We're going to assume they're just making dog shit moves, just fucking moving the rook back and forth here so I can actually make a plan. So we'll take, they'll fucking keep moving the rook back and forth. Then, or maybe, hopefully they'll take here. And then we'll come in with this, and then this, and then this, and then this, which is checkmate. Another thing we could do is we could take, and then start worrying about getting this knight over here. But this bishop is definitely going to be a pain. So I think one of our best options here is to take it, because I imagine they assume we're going to take. So if we come up, they might just take this. and then that's just an extra move I have to make. So let's go ahead and take it. But you see, that could have prevented this. And I think in this situation, what are we worried about here? We're worried about one of these moves. I'm thinking here, do I have any checks? Specifically, it would be nice if I could have a check with the bishop, win us a queen, but I don't. I was thinking something like this, attacking both pieces, but they would just take our queen. So maybe let's put this bishop over here with these ideas. He would actually just move, but then this would trap him. Maybe that would have been a good move in the first place. I think I'm okay with this. Now that the rook is here, I think this move is good. Because what do you know, he'll trade me. And then if he comes down here, we can come here. Right, and then we would have, then we would win that rook. So he's up 1 point of material now, but we do have some ideas. So I think we'll be okay. And he is going to push a pawn, so this would no longer trap them. Because when this becomes ineffective. So let's think about what other options we might have here. So let's say this happens. Then what is off the table? Because probably after that, well, there's a good chance he would just start eating our pawns. Maybe not this one, but he could eat this one. Oh, he couldn't eat that one. So I actually do see something. So we are going to make a move. We are running low on time. Let's just bring this bishop back. He does have this square he can go to, but then we threaten this, attacking the rook. If the rook comes over to, let's say, this square, we can push this, and then we're attacking this rook. And that is a trade that maybe we wouldn't want to make. But I think it's an okay plan. By the way, the idea is once we come up attacking this rook, he'll have to move down, and then we can take with this one. So I think that's okay. We'll win a rook either way, depending on where the queen goes and how everything plays out. But I think that is a good plan here. Let's see, so they're going to come up. So that kind of stops us from doing this. Seems like a good move. So maybe we will come in with this. And then maybe be prepared to maybe come back here. I think that's okay. Let's do that. So with this move, I see they're attacking this pawn. They have left this undefended. So we could take that, right? Take that. If they take this, well, we just take that. And I think that would be just fine. Because that's not a check. So that's not going to force us to do anything. So let's do that. Oh, you know what? That is still a blunder. It's still a blunder. Let's push our queen up with the idea of defending this. I imagine they might start pushing their pawns on their castled side to try to tear this apart even more. Or they will do that. So that's okay. That allows us to move this knight over. So I think that I'm just going to do that. That seems okay to me. It does hang this, I suppose. Okay, let's get rid of all these arrows so I can explain myself here a little bit. Yeah, so I was kind of thinking that. But if we do this, and then we'll sell this and give that away, well, is this a check? I guess not really, because of this pawn move. I'm thinking about this pawn move right here. I think that just forces, I think we just win this back. I think that is a blunder, because they can't take it. I suppose they can go this way, but then that does allow us to do this. But then block. But then what? Here, here, here. I think, is this forced? Let's, we got 12 minutes here. Let's take a second here. Let's imagine that, let's imagine that this sequence of moves happens. Maybe, maybe something like this. That's forced. Well, it's not forced, but it makes sense. And then he comes up here. We come here, here. And then what? Either this move or he comes down here. If he comes down here, we could push this. He comes down, and then I think this would be checkmate. Queen here. Or no, I'd have a rook. Fuck. This is tough to fucking think about here. Okay, I'm gonna take a second here, do some thinking. This works, I think, but if this, then I'm fucked. Then I am totally fucked. This is pretty heavily defended with all of this. Let's maybe move this back instead. And what we're doing is actually we're giving another chance to think about this without having this weird bishop move in the way. So this actually defends this. But if I come here and they take, then I don't have this move, unfortunately. Damn. I think we're close to something, though. We gotta be. With ideas like that, if I go into the game review and there's a forced checkmate here and I don't hit it, I'm gonna be really upset. Yeah, so they make this move. Now I'm thinking it gets a little bit easier. He comes down, but then these squares are all still open. And then I've given my, given this away. It's not a queen. If it was a queen, I could come here, and that would be okay. Because he wouldn't be able to come here. But it isn't the queen. Well, what if something like this? If I can go up and then move out of the way and then move this up, that could be okay. So let's push this up and see what they do. We don't have any move to defend. We're going to have to run away. We're going to lose this. But then, how's this looking? Because when I come here, he's going to have to move this, because that's going to be a discovered attack. And then that would be checkmate, I think. Oh, but he defends it. He does defend it. So maybe we could give a check. We could give a check here. But then he takes. So what's this looking like? Yeah, let's push this over with these plans. But when we push this over, we got 7 minutes. I think let's start playing some moves here. They got double the time we do. This is still hanging. Actually, it's not because of this and this. So they're going to go ahead and give us another check. we will probably just move out of the way. Yeah, let's go ahead and move out of the way here. So that is another check. We're just going to move back. So let's do this. If we give this check, they'll probably take us here. But then this. But if we give this check and they take us here, well, then we got this. Is that okay? I don't know. If we take and they take, we take, they move out of the way. Well, what about this check? I actually really like this check. This check looks good. They could block it. In which case then we'll come in with this. Let's give this check. I'm running low on time, so I'm going to have to start playing a little bit quicker. But I do like this check a lot. And I think a good move would be up here. Though that would open this up, so maybe that's not the move that we think it is. So what does this move do? Takes, 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 takes. Then we're going to have to come up here. Now, if we come up, he'll have to go back. And then possibly this could be a good move. Yeah, let's keep giving checks. So if he goes here, that could be really bad for him. Because takes, 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 checkmate. Or, you know, something like that. But if he goes here, then what are we going to do? We could come back and give another check. Or we could come this way and give a check, but then it's just blocked. But if he comes up here, check. Okay, so let's think. Takes, takes, another check. If he blocks, then we could have a perpetual. Or takes, 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 and that would be mate. So let's go ahead and check with this. Yeah, I like that. I like this check. I do think there's got to be mate here somewhere. I'm sure we're going to miss something here. Right, because we got this, and then if he takes it, we got this. I think this is forced. Right? Because that's a check. He's got to come back up, and then I take. Right? That's a checkmate. Resign. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, let's do a quick game review here. That's a blunder, really. Oh. Ooh, baby, that's good. Look what I missed. We still, at this point, don't have a forced mate. It's actually in this position. It's 0-0, totally equal evaluation. So that's good. That's good. And that is where they blundered the game, because it brings this up. Now, I think maybe a better move here would be something like this. Is that a blunder? Oh, that is a blunder because of this. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I see. I see. So what is the move? Is it a check? What's the best move here? This is the best move, really. Obviously, queen would take. And then queen to h3, check. So there is some way. Maybe let's look, what does this say? Oh. So I think the idea here is that afterwards here you would just be giving a bunch of fucking checks. I think that's why the computer says it's 0-0 here, because there's no way for them to actually defend this checkmate other than just figuring out some way to do perpetual checks. So that's interesting. But we did win the game. The guy resigned, so we are now 777. Again, it's the highest rating we've been on. We are looking really good. Hell yeah, brothers, rock and roll. Let's keep going. Let's hit 1,000 by Christmas. I think we can do it. Like the video, subscribe, let your friends know, let your mom know. We're going to get it done.